keeping your power when the going gets tough. And it's quite apt actually, because we've just received news of what tier we're all in the UK. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are feeling really disappointed, like myself, and have been struggling through lockdown. And yeah, it's a few little tweaks and changes with tier 2, but I'm sure, like how I feel, not as many as we would have liked. So how do we keep our power when the going gets tough? And that's what I'm going to talk to you about today. So before I do, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon of when I will be notifying you of when I'm posting, which is generally every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay. So I'm just going to start with a quote. Courage, I can't actually remember who said this quote, so I do apologize, but courage does not always roar. Sometimes it's that quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. So courage does not always roar. Sometimes it's that quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow. So what is our power anyway? What is that? So it's a multitude of things. It's confidence. It's knowing that you matter more than the good opinion of others. It's self-esteem. It's self-worth. It's feeling self-assured. It's saying I can instead of I can't. And all of these I like to bundle in one little package, which I call I am enoughness. It's the I am enoughness affirmation that for me combines all of this. So when you know that you're enough, and you know that you're confident, you're self-assured, you've got self-worth, your self-esteem is high. When you know all of these things, you can own your power, and you own it by telling yourself that you can. So when we think about, I don't know, some projects, so say it's a project at work that you've been set, and you're really excited about the project, and your self-esteem is through the roof because your managers asked you to do it. So they're seeing your worth, you're feeling worthy, you're feeling confident, you're feeling excited, enthusiastic. And then halfway through the project, maybe things aren't going quite according to plan, or that you've attached an outcome to this particular project to work in a particular way and for things to happen in a particular time, and things aren't quite going your way. Now, I know in the corporate world, because I've been there, that happens a hell of a lot with projects. When we have that attachment to it and we can see things that aren't quite going the way we should, or maybe your manager has come up to you and said, it's not quite, how I wanted things to go. And, there's a few little criticisms, and you then start to self-doubt. You then start to allow that ego to come in to tell you, you can't do this. You're not good enough. You're not worthy enough. He's made a mistake, or she's made a mistake asking you to do this. And you can feel really despondent, and you can lose that enthusiasm. And yeah, like I said, you can just feel really, really downtrodden. Now, what's happening is just the ego that has kicked in, just because you've started to have a few little self-doubts about yourself and your abilities. So that ego is going to start saying to you, you can't, give it up. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. You can't do this. And when we let that spiral out of control, the resistance that is created can absolutely destroy not just yourself, but what you're actually working on as well. Or you might just give up. You might hand in your notice as an extreme. You might just say, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. You might even say that to your manager, I can't do this. I'm not good enough. And they have to pass it to somebody else. But what if you allowed that whisper of feeling assured, that whisper of your conscious voice to come in and say, oh, but you can, and you are. What if you allowed that to come in rather than allowing this I can't voice, the ego? The ego's always want to keep you where you are. It's never going to want you to progress. It wants to keep you safe and comfortable, boring. But we don't want that. Nobody wants that. So we need to make sure that when the I can't voice comes in, when that self-doubt gets so big, that we're able to take a step back and just say, oh, but I can, and I will. And we repeat that over and over again. We can take a step away from the project, give ourselves some breathing space, think of something lighthearted, think of jokes, think of a situation, think of something that's made you feel really, really happy. Give yourself a break from the situation, take a breather, and then come back to it. Say, no, I can do this. I can do this. You know, I had a day yesterday where I was feeling, I can't. And, you know, I even spoke to a friend about it. She was absolutely amazing. And you know, when I got back home, I was like, you know what, I can, and I bloody well am, and I'm going to continue, and I am doing this, and I'm not giving up, because I am worth it. I am confident, I am successful, I am intelligent, I am amazing, I am self-assured, I have self-worth, I am worthy of doing this. I started saying all these things to, and then all of a sudden, boom, 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 got loads of things done throughout the day. So it's when we can take control of that voice, when the going gets tough, we can accomplish anything. So there's another quote that I want to share with you, and it is by Michael Stone. And he says, suffering is the present moment multiplied by resistance. So if you think about that, suffering is literally the present moment multiplied by resistance. And it's the resistance is that I can't. And when we say that and we say that and we have that self-doubt and we have that voice coming in telling us that we're not good enough, that is what creates the resistance in the present moment, and why the present moment can seem pretty hard to take at times. But if we can let go of that, like I've just explained, instead of saying I can't, we just say I can, I can, I can, and repeating that over and over again. And you can, and you'll start getting ideas and things of how you can do things differently to make it work how you want to. Another thing that I wanted to talk about as well is attachment. When we have attachment to things, we lose our power immediately. So whether that's an attachment in a relationship, whether we have an attachment to this god-awful lockdown, when we have an attachment to people, to things, to our jobs, to whatever you can think about. When we have an attachment, when we're attached to the outcome, and then the outcome doesn't quite go the way that we want to, we stop ourselves from experiencing space and allowing things to flow naturally. And we then look at ourselves, if it hasn't gone quite right, that we're failures, that we failed, that we're not good enough, that we couldn't. So when we can let go of whatever that outcome is, and we can go, okay, I'm going to do my best here. I'm going to show up and I'm going to do my best. And I don't know how it's going to plan out. I don't know how it's going to work, but I know that I'm going to do everything that I can in my power to make it work. And I'm going to show up confidently. I'm going to show up with value, self-worth, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make this work without being attached to the outcome. Because once you let go of the outcome, the ride is so much easier, because it doesn't actually really matter what the outcome is. All you know is at that point in time, you're doing the best that you can. And as long as you can say, look, you know what, I'm going to give this a go. I'm willing to give it a go. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to work out, but I'm willing to give it a go. You know, it takes so much pressure off us, you know, and we can still move forwards feeling confident, owning our power, feeling that I am enough, because we all are. So keeping your power is, especially when the going gets tough, means understanding that that negative voice is going to come in when we have some doubts, and it's being able to override that negative voice with the I cans instead of I can't. I won't. So I will instead of I won't. It's overriding those negatives. And that's what keeps us positive. And that is what is keeping all of us going through the lockdown. It's a tough time. But when we keep our power and we know that things are going to get better, we know it's going to work out, we can do this lockdown, we can go from day to day knowing that things at the moment aren't going to change, but slowly and surely things will start to change because we don't have an attachment to it. We're just taking one day at a time, 1 hour at a time, whatever it is that you need to do to get yourself through lockdown, to keep your power, to keep your spirits high, to keep you feeling confident, knowing that, okay, by the end of this year, things are going to start getting better. By the beginning of next year, we're going to see more things changing. We're going to start getting back to more of a normal way of living. So it's just keeping that thought process going. So yeah, keeping your power, and never ever forget that you matter more than the good opinion of others. You matter more than the good opinion of others. And actually, just one more thing, it's okay to feel doubt. It's okay to feel unconfident. It's okay to feel not good enough at times. It's okay. But we can listen to those thoughts and we can understand that they're there. But we then have the choice to either follow down that path or to take control back and say, no, I can. It's okay, I can have self-doubt. It's okay, but I'm going to still push through and I'm going to still move forwards. So yeah, keeping your power when the going gets tough. I really hope that's helped. It's actually really helped me, actually. The last week's been really tough. Mentally, from a lockdown perspective, it's been pretty hard. And I know that if it's been hard for me, it's been hard for a lot of people. So yeah, if you are struggling, then, you know, just remember that it's okay and things are going to get better. And as long as we're not attached to it having to be done there and then, and we can just take 1 hour at a time or 1 day at a time, knowing that we can do this, we can get through this together. It's the main thing. So I really hope that's helped, and I really hope that you got some value out of this. And yeah, if there is any comments you would like to add to this, then please do so below. As I said, I post every Sunday, Wednesday and Friday. This is Fridays, and I really hope that you have a fabulous weekend, everybody. And we do have some light next week for those of us that are in tier 2, that we do have some shops opening, so a little bit more normality next week. So stay positive as much as you can, keep your power, knowing that you are enough, and I will see you soon.